Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to bellaca.com. I'm your host, and tonight we're going to be talking about masturbation, the different toys you can use during masturbation. Along with discussing masturbation, we will be discussing the different types of relationships there are, whether it be a polyamorous relationship, a monogamous relationship, a swinger, or master and slave relationship. As well with that, we will be discussing how sex affects your relationships and how often you should be having sex in your relationship to keep your relationship going strong. So if you would like to stay tuned and hear the remainder of this vlog, by all means, stay tuned. If not, I hope you have a good night. Bye. So moving right into it, I'm going to start with masturbation. For us women, we have different tools of masturbation. You can use a regular vibrator. I would suggest one with ridges, just because our G-spot does have these ridges to it. So with the ridges of the vibrator, when it goes in to the vagina and it touches the wall, it is an amazing orgasm. Along with this, you can also use pocket rocket. It's a very useful tool, whether it be on you or your partner, because it can be used on men as well. When you're giving them oral sex, you can actually stimulate the balls with this, and the shaft of their penis. Other toys that we have our double-ended dildos, which is also used in lesbianics relationships, where two women can use it at the same time and have sex with each other that way, while you stimulate one another. Or you can use it on yourself, and one end would be vaginal, the other end would be anal. Other tools we have are rabbits. We have the clamps for our nipples, give us the impulse. There are so many different vibrators, and you have your glass vibrators, your double-ended dildos, your my mind just went blank, sorry guys. Double-ended dildo, your rabbits. Rabbits are good because it's dual use. You can use it to stimulate the anus or clit at the same time as penetrating your vagina. You have the ones, not straps. We have strap-ons for women as well, for the lesbianics. We also have the dildos that you can suction cup onto a wall. So if you like that doggy position, you can actually do it to yourself, and it's a suction cup that comes. You stick it onto the wall, and the dildo would be attached to the suction cup, and you can use that as well. For you men, we have pocket pussy, flashlight pussy. You have the blow-up dolls. You have the silicone molds of the breasts, of the vagina, and the anus as well. There are vibrators for men as well that you guys can use to stimulate yourselves. I know some men are sensitive in the nipple area. Some be the shaft of the penis, like I said. What I mean by the shaft of the penis would be like that area there. The balls are quite sensitive as well. And a nice trick while you're giving them head, you can use a little vibrator, stimulate the balls at the same time. If not, you can use your hands. If you have nails and you do a back and forth motion onto them, or you can stroke them while you at the same time. Any physical contact during sex is golden. You can never touch enough. I mean, massaging, kissing, rubbing, scratching, any of those sensations will trigger that in your mind, and it'll send more blood flow to your private areas, causing you to orgasm. So that's a good trick as well. Moving on to sex and relationships. If you're not having at least sex every day or every other day in your relationship, or at least, I would say 3 times a week. I mean, there's 7 days in the week, guys. 7 days. If you're not having sex 3 days out of that 7-day week, there's a problem in your relationship. You guys shouldn't have to go like once a week or once a month. I've heard people that go once a month. I'm like, are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. You have time to shop. You have time to grocery shop, wash clothes, and do all this shit. Definitely make your sex life and your relationship one of those priorities as well. If you want to keep it moving and keep it fresh, it's important for you guys to keep your sexual relationship live as you can, to keep the sparks going within your relationship. Because once the sex goes dead, the relationship kind of goes dead too. And most divorces end because of a spouse cheating or anything like that. But you have to think, why is that spouse cheating? You're there. There's no need for them to look somewhere else. If they have to look somewhere else, then there's something wrong. Which means you need to step it up. You know, try working on new ways. Go to the sex store together. Make it make it a night out. You guys go out, have dinner, whatever. And then after that, go to the sex store and go and look at different toys and nighties and all kinds of things. I mean, there's so many things that you guys can use to spicing up your relationship. Not just toys, but role play. There are creams, KYs, and all those things. I mean, use it to your advantage. That's what they're there for, to help keep that going. I mean, there's no reason for your sex lives to go dry at all. So, yeah, you guys should definitely be doing it, not every day, every other day, or at least 3 times a day. If you do not masturbate twice a day, or once every day, or every other day, then your sex appetite is not that high. I'm sorry. But I've heard people say to me, oh, I prefer the real thing. Well, then that should mean to me that you should be having sex at least every other day. If you have a partner. If you don't have a partner, then I would understand. But that would suggest that you're suffering from a massive amount of blue balls and blue lips. Yes, it happens to us women too. Don't get it twisted. It does. Anyways, moving on. Next thing are different types of relationships that are out there. You have open relationships, which are polyamorous relationships. A monogamous relationship, which is between 2 people. Swingers, who are couples who swing with different couples and interchange. And then you have friends with benefit type relationships. And then you have master-slave relationships. If you guys don't know what a master-slave relationship is a relationship in which involves the consent, in which you're giving over the you're giving power to another person to control you, which means they rule over you. I mean, you do what they say, how you do it, how they say you do it. If you guys have ever, I know my ladies have read 50 Shades of great that it is a master-slave relationship. She's the submissive and he is the master, and she has to do what he says. Those are real relationships, and there are couples that have those relationships. When it comes to that sexual part of their relationship, they have a master-slave relationship. And during the time where it's a regular relationship, they coexist like everybody else does. Every other relationship, you would never know that they have a master-slave relationship unless, they were to tell you that. So, definitely, it adds a bit of a spice and a kick to it, so don't knock it unless you haven't done it. So, masturbation, yes, mucho masturbation. Sex with your couple as much as you can. Be open. If you can't be open with the person you're with, then there's a problem. Check yourself, because you should be able to be a freak-a-leak with your partner. And if you can't open up in that type of way with your partner, then that means that that's not the partner that you should be having. Just saying. Introduce new things. Don't be afraid to introduce new things, whether it be role play, toys, lubricants, enhancements, tinglings, warming sensation creams, whatever it may be, role playing, doing a fantasy trip, whatever it is, don't be afraid of it. It's healthy, everybody does it, it's normal. Introduce it to your partner. If you feel like you're losing that edge in your relationship, definitely try and incorporate one of those things into your relationship, and you will see the difference, but stay healthy, stay sexy, have as much sex as possible, and stay safe out there, guys. Wrap it. If you're not sure, do the sniff scratch test. If it's not that good, walk away.